All right, good day, guys. Let's see what Asia's got for Tuesday. Did a nasty trade yesterday, so this I didn't take on Bitcoin, but got really frustrated with that move in Asia, that whole move down, and the fact that I didn't enter up there when I was right about the move because I was really too picky about my trading. And then I lost patience, and there's a plenty of times where before going to bed, I saw a clear setup and it ended up playing out in the extension or in US. So I did enter this trade, even though it was outside of my trading zone, trading window, and just not really an ideal setup. And then I stay up for the open when this big inverted hammer printed here on Ethereum. And at the time, Bitcoin was just going higher here, so it took those highs when Ethereum did not. I just didn't like it at all. It felt like a big trap. And then as price moved and rejected to the downside, I remember on the 2 minutes, this is what happened. So moved into the gap, big move down, reclaim of all this area, and then on the 2 minute, you sort of had this little W once we had this move, and I thought there's definitely a trade here. There's a trade long. And yeah, believe it or not, I didn't want to open this trade because I knew I was going to get stopped out of my Ethereum one. From the moment we didn't drop really into the extension, UK extension here, I knew that I was highly likely going to get cooked, especially when we held above here. So, but I stayed in my trade because this is one of the lessons, is that so many times I have exited trades this year, the start of the year, that were that ended up turning good. So I stayed in, and then yeah, so this one I was like, oh, there's definitely a trade here. Did not take it, and this turned out to be 2.36 all trade overnight. So really pissed off, really tired of my trading lately, and I've been really patient. It was good, and then I there's a lot of things that happen that annoy me because I'm patient. I'm maybe too picky with trades, and then I miss plenty of moves that are obvious. Like, it's not obvious, but that I'm right on, and then I lose my patience and my discipline, and then I get stopped out. And it's feel like I've been in this cycle for a while of um missing trades by being too picky, and then losing my shit, and then being like, okay, I'm not being picky anymore. I need to enter on like the trade setup that I think are good, even if they're not perfect, and then the ones that stop me out, and then I go back into being very picky, and I can't get out of it. So yeah, anyway, it's just the first loss for the week. Not a big deal. We'll see what we're doing. And I'm still on that higher time frame trade on Ethereum, which is all my stop is all the way up here. But yeah, not ideal trade yesterday. Not the way I want to trade. Let me mark my Monday's range. Because we're ranging so much, all the lines are pretty much in the same area, but that's my weekly range in red. Those Sunday's range in yellow here. I might get rid of this one. And our Asia range in green yesterday. I haven't journaled this trade yet in a TradeZilla or X, so I'll do that. I'll do that after this session. Still in this terrible price action. It's that July August price action. which is usually not the best. Once again, pretty lost on the higher time frame levels of structure. It's nothing super clean. So we didn't break last week low. This was the strength we held. Not was it on Ethereum? Yeah, 50% of that week here, which was the tail sign that we might reverse. My trade was the rejection of Asia lows and Sunday's lows here in the extension. Not ideal. But yeah, we ended up creating that W. A bit of whipsaw here, start of US. And then traded higher. This was my idea. I wanted to retest here at worse on Ethereum on the higher time frame before keep going lower. Once again, Bitcoin is the one that grabbed the liquidity. That's what will happen most of the time, in my opinion, in my experience. But yeah, I don't have anything special for this Asia session so far. Still within Monday's range. If there's any longer, I have to reclaim those areas, those EMAs. There'll be a rejection of 50% of Monday's range. This is an NFP week as well, so might be a lot of crappy price action until Friday. Still can't digest that I didn't enter this when I was so... It's not that I was so confident about it, but this was such a good entry for the market open on Monday. The thing that I had in mind was that we would maybe one of the two assets, either Bitcoin or Ethereum, would take that low here and maybe have those 3 drives and then reverse. And really thought that I didn't have like a clear target apart from this and maybe that low. And at the time, it was just wasn't the best risk to reward if we were even to take that low. So, but yeah, just did regret afterwards, which often happens in trading. Try to not look back at the past and just focus on forward price action. Try to make the best of the next day. Do a bit of cleanup. On Ethereum, we do have it's not the cleanest W, but we got a hold of that 4-hour 200 EMA, which is quite a nice level after taking all that liquidity. This supply here was key area on Ethereum. Grabbed those highs, tapped into it, tapped the high of previous week. This was last week, really good trade as well. The open. Was it Tuesday already? No, it was on Monday. Yeah, the good short was on Tuesday. Asia CME open. So high time frame wise, this is why my short I think makes sense, but there's still a possibility that we keep pushing higher. Or keep ranging, have a bit of a retrace here before we go lower, like we did more here, but it was more so on Ethereum here. That sort of price action, which is terrible. Bit of a retrace before going lower, and then the key is the retest of that 4-hour 200, which is still quite a big level. But something I'd look at right now is we are holding this week on both assets. We are holding that 50% of Monday's range. So like I said, a reclaim of this would be bullish. The other scenario is a clean rejection like this, like a failure to break. That's good entry short. Two scenarios as usual. Sometimes there's a third one. Yeah, it's just still not much that makes sense. So waiting. Not granted with the best price action lately. And we have to stay patient, which I did not last night. Sort of similar setup as I often talk about. If this gets respected, so you come from a downtrend, you get a wick with probably volume on this, yeah, and price consolidate without going back into this area called tribe traders, and then at the same time you have a descending triangle pattern. There's at some you can look for opportunities to long at some point. It's just going to pop out of it. It's not a given, but it's a scenario that works pretty well. Usually you'd see some candles creating some sort of a reclaim of key levels or EMAs. And ETH tends to do sometimes it's so before it breaks a slow climb up like this, and you have those hammer candles. Just something to keep an eye on, and usually try to get down to the lower time frames. Just waiting for the Asia Open in 14 minutes to think about even just making a move. I don't like that we retraced that much into it here, into that zone. Usually we really stay clear of it. What did the stock market do yesterday? Not much. Did it? I know it did push higher. S&P almost made new highs. Alright, so this is not happening, obviously. I would have liked a bit, like I said, a bit of retrace higher and an M failure to be able to short. I don't really like shorting something like this. Get rid of that. retest here of the monthly open, and the EMA is on the 15. It's just really not clean at all. And I don't want to do the same mistake as yesterday. Then I'll miss a trade. Then I'll get upset. Then I'll be aggressive again. And then I'll get fucked again. I'll do a bit of journaling, TradeZilla. Journal that trade from yesterday. Alright. Bum, 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 bum. I can show, by the way, how I journal my trade on TradeZilla, and being trading on breakout. I have to enter everything manually. Let me change something. Yup. All right, that's my breakout account with that 50K valuation. Pretty mad. So this is not all trade. This is entry and exit, entry and exit. These are all the trades. Pretty mad losing streak here. We had some good wins a little bit after the start, but pretty mad losing streak. So that's my yesterday's trade. 300 with fees, on risking 0.5% of the account. Oh, you can't see up here. Yeah, of the 50K account. And I'll go to trades, and then all this data here, price, volume, fees, I'll add all this here into my TradeZilla. So my exit was at 185464. That's what I put here. And fees 1555. So there we go, and it's date, time, volume, what I was doing, just save the trade. Get the data here. Usually it's the same pretty much. 30697, 30696, yeah. And then I'll feed in all this. I feed in this, not weekly review. Trade review, my bias, why I took the trade, etc. Feed up those tags. Bring up a screenshot of the trade, and yeah, that's my trading done. My journaling done. This candle here, so tempting to open something like this, you know. We are 4 minutes from the open. Just add a little disclaimer again that don't claim to be a profitable trader. This is just for entertainment purposes, and it helps my trading to be journaling live on YouTube, to do the live trading. Makes me a better trader, even if I've been struggling the start of the year. So this breaker here that ran through 4 times pretty cleanly, now got rejected again here, which was my idea for a high time frame to reject and go short. Took those high, took this high. So tempting, man. Even go as high as this high. Be a bit safe even if they want to target this, even though I don't think we'll go. And then maybe now we can target the low of previous week. Don't know if I'd go Bitcoin or Ethereum. I usually rather take Ethereum. More volatility. Less likely to get stopped hunted, even if there's a lot of people that say otherwise. Right, go 1 minute from the open. Just gonna prep my trade stop loss and size if I want to enter, if I decide to enter. Once again, it's not my ideal setup, but we are rejecting all the EMAs and key levels from the underside. I just like to be patient for the good setup, you know, but might miss something again. It's painful. All right, I'm in this trade. Price retraces as soon as I say I'm in the trade. Crazy. Five, 4, 4, 6. Is it? 5, 4, 16. Put my 2-hour mark as usual. This is usually when I just reassess the trade and see where we at. Do I hold? Do I exit? I try to hold to my stop loss now more and more because I've been exiting trades that ended up playing out anyway, even after the 2-hour mark. It's not really monitoring my exit. It's more so sometimes I'll get out break even if it doesn't go the way I want, but monitoring the target as well. You know, like ideally the target is the low of previous week here, but this is the first low here. Sometimes we might just take those ones and reverse if we decide to create a range. So I'll decide, what makes the most sense for me. And ideally, so it's the same, bigger time frame, those lows. But usually I don't hold that long. And I'm already in that higher time frame trade from, I think something like this, from here up here. To Monday's low, it's a 2.2 R, which is decent. It's good. I'll take that. Used to be more aggressive with my stop losses, so I would have back in the day put my stop loss here, which would make see like distance from a 2.2 to a 3R trade. It means that I have to have less of a. It's not that I have a bigger trade. It's just is my target to a 2R 3R is closer, so I can close earlier. I don't have to be so greedy onto the target. But I don't know. I'll be more conservative now. I really don't want this to be taken, but from where we were, I don't know, still possible. It's a bit of extra caution, but yeah, really don't want this to be taken out. I don't know where people are from, people that are watching, subscribe to the channel, but in Australia, like the stock market looks like it's topping out, even though we had a really big bounce. Let me bring the charts. So S&P here, thought we were topping out because if you look on the futures market, there's actually we took those highs, those liquidity grab. We had a massive bounce since last week. Nasdaq is still like way lower, but the Australian market, if you look on a wide enough time frame, forget about that. It's been consolidating for a year. A year, you have this range created, grab the highs, grab the lows, and then hold 50%. And all these candles here, all these hammers, all these wicks holding 50%. It was such a tell sign. If you trade it or just open a spot position, whatever, stop loss should be down there, but even here it makes sense. It looks like it's about to break out. How high does it go? No idea, but this is just a good pattern for breakout. It looks really nice. So far so good on this trade. I'm wondering if this is being greedy, but my trade on the higher time frame is this one, because this was such a nice rejection. I should have taken that trade off Monday open, but from when we were consolidating here above the 200, started to break down, it made heaps of sense to short this. And I'll see how, like I said, this is ideally a target, make a new low, but I'll see how price behave. We might bounce and make new highs, you never know. So my target is never fixed. But I'm wondering if I go a bit heavier on this trade. It's on that turbo account that I didn't pay much for. It was on big discount, and my risk is, I think it's just 1 full percent. Oh no, don't close the position. Yeah, just 1%. It's only got a 3% max drawdown. And I don't like to go really heavy, and I usually don't like to buy those accounts. But with that promotion, I didn't want to buy another account, but with that promotion, I'm like, oh, let's just buy a turbo account, which is 3% drawdown, which is terrible. Just don't buy this. buy something with a bigger drawdown. The classic is the best, 6%, 10% target. Exact same on Kraken, by the way, as well. It's just not available in Australia. What was I saying? And yeah, the ones I've got here usually just a little bit cheaper. But these are the pro accounts, which you only have 5% drawdown, max drawdown instead of 6, and your target is 12% instead of 10. Alright, first 15-minute candle of that session. I'd put an alert on that first low. If we get to that point, it's probably time to go break even. And then, yeah, if we do go down, I'll see how, if I close my trade, or if I do sometimes remove my target and see if price breaks through pretty fast, and then re-put my stop loss above. And then if we get a little retrace and I get stopped out and we keep going down, it is what it is. But if we shoot down, then I can milk a little bit out of that trade. It's just it depends how price behave when we're getting towards my target. But if we do break those lows and go lower, I do think because of the higher time frame, there's a high likelihood that we just keep going lower and lower. That's why I have the higher time frame trade. I actually didn't even set a TP for that trade yet, because I'm here and I can manage it. I think I can lower my stop loss now to that high where it should have been from the start, but no, not this. Because I don't see any reason for price to go up there. If we get back above there, like, don't want to be in that trade anymore. Like I said, this should have been the stop loss from the start. We are holding that 4-hour 200 again here, which is that white line. Fair value gap here. Just tapped into it on a 1 hour. Oops. Not really on the, what's that, 15, 1 hour. Yeah. I am lowering my stop, by the way, to that level. So let's do it here. I think I can do it from the chart now on breakout. Yeah. 6263. Yep. This should have been adjusted. 6263. Yep. Alright, adjusted my stop loss to that level. All right, coming back in a bit. I'm just gonna make myself a coffee. Microphone's not working. Is it now? Yeah. Trying to think if I add a bit on my high time frame short, add a bit of size to it, or if I'm just happy with it. I've already got 1% risk in it, and it's turbo account, so it's only got 3% max drawdown, not daily, max. But it's a cheap account. What is price doing here? I wouldn't like Bitcoin to get back above those EMAs on the 5 minute, which doesn't look ideal. And if this is to be a retrace before we move higher, these are your two drops here. And that's it, into that fair value gap. It's difficult to stay patient, and it's difficult to when you get involved into this market, which is not ideal. The thing is, it's never ideal. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you have like very smack in the face trades, which are no brainers. It looks so easy. Patience is the hardest game in trading. It really is. Really want that rejection to happen on Bitcoin now from here. Don't want to break higher. We don't want that. We do not want that. We do not want that. The charts are a bit bearish. They are definitely bearish on a high time frame, but I have got that feeling that we're just gonna. I don't like this round thing. It feels so obvious that we're just gonna roll over. We might do this for a while still, and then maybe pop out. All right, good Bitcoin. That's a rejection we want. Come on, man. It's not a 5-minute candle we like to see on Bitcoin. No, 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 no. Yeah, this is not looking super pretty. Yeah, I think I've been struggling since we've been in that bear market, so learning first bear market trading crypto. There's plenty of time when I felt about giving up because I'm quite tired, honestly, like even now. um, but I guess we keep pushing. It's learning. If we get bull market again, maybe get easier price action, and at least I will have a bear market under my belt, and I'll be wiser for next time it does happens presents, and then I'll know for my trading. Yeah, it's just experience, building up experience. But man, it's been painful. It's been painful for a while, since November last year, when I was on the just, like starting to be slightly profitable pretty much over the whole of 25 until October, November. Painful. But, only 3 years in, progress is definitely here. Um, I'll keep pushing, keep pushing. But it's definitely one of the hardest things to do. It is so difficult and it requires so much work. It's insane. It's really demanding mentally, physically, the stress it generates and the frustration, everyday life. It's just real bad. Not fun. Well, I don't really like where it's pushing higher. This still does look like a bit of a retrace. I really don't want this high to be taken. But we are holding the EMAs now. We have reclaimed them pretty much. I hate when we don't do what I want price to do, and then I just hover my entry for that long. It's been almost an hour now. Yeah, not looking nice. Yeah, fuck that. There's been that W here on the 1 hour. Whereas level 1, maybe we're retesting that 50 now. And we're just gonna go for level 2. It really is not what I wanted to see. Now it's the dilemma of, do I exit this trade because it feels like no longer valid, but it is still valid until my stop loss is hit. This is what I've been struggling with this whole year, because I'll close that trade now and then it'll still go my way. But you know how I look at Bitcoin now, it's just not at all respecting what we wanted to see. So I'm talking about here 1, 2, 3 drops. So get a W, rise 1 to the 200, breaking the 50. Now you're retesting the 50. We did revisit that fair value gap here and tapped into it, and that's that 4 hour 200 EMA that we are holding now. Gonna get stopped out there. Fucking disgusting. We are just got stopped out. All right, not a fun week again. Not having fun. if this is another case of stopping me out because I moved my stop loss, I'm gonna get really, really pissed off. Just journaling that trade now. Alright, we saved a bit by lowering the stop loss now. Yeah. Fuck this. All right, gonna have to be careful for the rest of the week to not get too excited, too revengeful, try to make that money back or anything. This is two trades that were not ideal that I took. This one made more sense than, I mean, the one yesterday made sense as well. So I took the short here. Where is it? Hide the high time frame one. Yeah, here before the extension. Sometimes you do get that sharp drop in the extension, targeting the low of previous week. Obviously, I had different ideas, and then I quickly realized on Bitcoin I was potentially long. I did not take it because I was going to bed. I already stayed up pretty late until midnight. Oh, not even midnight. Yeah, just before. And then that long played out. So yeah, painful. Just got to be careful with all this. When just an environment just crap, but yeah, really difficult. All right. I don't think he'll take anything from here anymore. I'll reserve my bullet for UK because I only want to take 2 losses per day. So I'll see you in UK.